You know, when you think about going off-grid with solar, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably this complicated setup of panels, wires, and of course, those massive, heavy, and super expensive batteries. But what if I told you that the single most expensive part of that equation, well, what if you didn't need it at all to get started?
I mean, let's be real, for most people, the answer to that is a huge yes. The batteries, the energy storage, that is the biggest roadblock. It's the part that can stop a fantastic idea in its tracks before you even get going.
Just let that sink in for a second. What if you could tap into the sun's power right now, today, and just skip the battery part entirely? I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, but it is absolutely possible. Okay, so let's dive into this no battery solution. This is a total game changer for anyone who wants real, functional, free power without that giant upfront cost. The secret is all about using the sun's energy the very second it's created. So there's actually a name for this approach. It's called a direct drive solar system. And the name really says it all, right? You're driving your gear directly from the solar panels. No storage, no delay. Just clean, immediate power straight from the sun. This is such a perfect way to picture the main challenge here. The raw power blasting out of a big solar panel is way too much for your standard 12-volt equipment. You can't just plug it in, you'd fry it instantly. So the question is, how do you control that fire hose if you don't have a giant water tank, or in our case, a battery bank?
Well, the answer is all about being smart with your shopping. You don't need a bunch of expensive, brand new specialized gear. The real secret is finding top quality parts for ridiculously low prices. Let's look at the two key things you're going to need.
And here is the first major life hack. Forget about those little, overpriced 12-volt panels. The absolute best value is in second-hand house panels. We're talking higher quality, built like a tank panels that give you way more power for every dollar you spend. Plus, you're giving perfectly good tech a second life, which is always a win.
And when I say more power for your dollar, I am not kidding. You can often snag a powerful 250-watt residential panel for around $50. Think about that. That is a staggering amount of power generating capability for less than you'd spend on a night out.
So boom, you got this awesome, super cheap, powerful panel. That's step one. But remember our fire hose problem? We've got the water pressure, but we still need the nozzle to control it. And that brings us to the second and honestly the most important piece of this whole puzzle.
And here it is. For about $25, yep, that's it, you get the little bit of electronic magic that makes this entire system fire on all cylinders. This little box is the key that unlocks all the potential of that big second-hand panel.
We're calling it the Magic Voltage Bridge, which is fun, but its technical name is a DC to DC step-down converter, or sometimes a buck converter. All you need to know is that this is the device that connects your high-power panel to your low-power gear.
Okay, so here's the problem it solves. That big house panel, it's kicking out something like 32 volts of DC power. But almost all your camping stuff, your portable gadgets, your off-grid tools, they're all designed to run on a nice, steady 12 volts. See the mismatch?
And what this converter does is just beautiful in its simplicity. The high voltage from the panel goes in one side. The circuits inside just do their thing and efficiently knock that voltage down. And what comes out the other side? A perfect, stable 12-volt supply, all ready to power your devices.
And you know, the best part is, with just a tiny bit of basic wiring, like adding these common XT60 connectors, this converter turns your whole setup into a universal power station. It really becomes plug and play. You can connect almost anything to it, which is just an incredibly empowering feeling.
All right, so you've got the panel, you've got the converter, the total cost is shockingly low, the sun is out. So, what can you actually do with this setup? The answer is a whole lot more than you might think.
As long as that sun is shining, you've got a personal powerhouse. You can run 12-volt gear like fans or even a water kettle. You can charge up those portable power stations way faster than their wall chargers can. You can get your cordless tool batteries back to full, top off all your flashlights and electronics. You can even run a laptop with a tiny, cheap inverter.
But really, the biggest idea here isn't just that this is an affordable project. It's that it's a smart one. This isn't some dead-end gadget you build and forget about. This is your first solid step into a much larger world of real energy independence.
Think of it like this. You're building the engine of your solar system first. This panel and this converter, they're the core parts that you'll always use. Then, down the road, when you've got the budget, you can easily add a charge controller and some batteries to start storing power for overnight. You haven't wasted a single penny.
So there you have it. For way less than $100, you can have a real, powerful, and totally scalable solar system ready to go. You're not just buying some parts, you're building the foundation for your own energy freedom. So the only real question left is, what are you going to power first?